Hi, my name is Ryan Jacobs, and this is my photo classmate, Jasmine. Jasmine is a really experienced 35mm photographer, but she has never used medium format film before. So we had a crazy idea that she would shoot her first roll of medium format 120 film and develop it and print a photo from that roll all in the same day. And we actually managed to pull it off. Stick around to the end of this video where I'm going to show her scans of the photos she took, and then we're going to talk about each one. Now, by the way, Jasmine's going to be using the Mamiya RZ67, so I'm showing her the ropes here. And just for fun, I brought along a LaRouge 66 pinhole camera that also uses medium format film. I thought it would be fun for Jasmine to see some of the different ways you can use 120 film. So we're going to head over to Golden Gate Park and get to work. So we are here in the San Francisco Botanical Gardens, and this is the first you've ever shot with medium format?
Yeah.
Instead of 36 shots, medium format has either 8, 10, or 12 or 16, depending on what camera you're using. This one gets you 10 shots in a roll. Another big difference that I haven't told you about, if you're shooting at f2.8 on a 35mm camera, it's going to be reasonable, you're still going to be able to get it in focus. 2.8 on this camera, you have to nail the focus. Like, it has to be perfect. I try to keep it at like f5.6 or even f8 if you don't want to worry too much about it. I think that's it for now. You want to go take some pictures?
Yeah, of course.
Hey, there it is. Nice. Thanks, Rob. Alright, throw it on the light table. See it. There's a squirrel. What do you think?
I think it's pretty good. I quite like it.
You ready to see your photos?
Yes.
All right. So, here's the first one you took.
Ooh, it's so pretty.
What do you think of the photo?
I saw a lot of like the trees, and I liked how the poles were kind of lining up and leading to the benches in like the background.
Yeah.
And I think if I moved it a little bit like this way more, so it'd be like this with the other bench, I feel like it would have been a better photo.
Weren't there people on that bench though?
There was. I was kind of waiting for people to leave, like to get off, but yeah.
So sometimes I feel like I want to take that photo, like even with them in there, you know what I mean? If they're not too like prominent in the picture, sometimes it adds a little bit, but then sometimes you don't want to creep on people.
Exactly. Just like with the camera pointed at them.
Yeah. I'll tell you one other thing I like about this is just that little bit of sunlight peeking through the trees. And like with a medium format camera, like see how it's so sharp right in the foreground, but like see how the background trees are so nice. Like you don't get that with 35mm, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Like you can really see the camera, and also this little bit of foreground here on the right. Like how it just kind of fades out so you don't really notice it, and it like draws you into the picture. I really like this photo. I think it came out great.
I think so too. For my very first shot, I think.
Yeah, this was your first one too. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice job. Look at that. All right. So now I'm going to show you your second one.
I'm feeling kind of iffy about this photo. I
Yeah.
wish I put my camera where you had your camera. Like, it was, like, closer to the water. So it'd be, like, closer up.
Yeah.
I was kind of wanting that for this photo.
Yeah.
So, like, it could be better, but...
Yeah, I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there is a little bit of foreground here that you don't need, and if you get closer, that's true. That'll draw you into the waterfall a little more.
Yeah.
I will say I do kind of like the way the trees are framing it, and if you got too close, you wouldn't get that. So
That's a good point.
yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know. You could go either way.
Yeah.
This one's also tough because it's so bright in the background and so
it's-
dark
yeah.
up front. And I mean, even with film, like, you can get away with a little more of that, wide dynamic range, but there are limits.
Yeah.
So.
I think if the photo was, like, cropped to, like, here, I think it would be a better photo.
Yeah. And then you wouldn't have that issue as well.
Yeah.
You could just, meter for the foreground.
Exactly, yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Let's see the next one.
I saw, like, the lake and then the bench, and I saw it, like, leading up to the hill and kind of to the city in the background.
Yeah.
And I thought it was, like, a really nice, like, flowy photo, kind of. I saw it in my head. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
saw
very
it in my
serene.
Head.
Yeah.
It was really a really pretty photo. I really like that one.
Yeah. Yeah. So next one.
Oh, the scroll photo.
Yeah, you took two of this guy, and this was, we agreed, the better one.
I really like I love this photo. I like how the, like, branches kind of frame this girl. I was hoping he would stay still so I could get as close as I could to get the photo of him.
One thing I can tell you that I really like about this is the way the leaves are. How some of them are in the foreground and they're a little sharp, and then you get that second layer in the back.
Yeah,
of,
the
like,
depth. Yeah.
And so again, like, medium format, you're shooting this, I think, was it like f5.6?
I think it was, yeah.
Somewhere around there. On 35 millimeter, that's just going to look kind of normal, and it's a bunch of leaves,
Yeah.
But
I love how it shows,
Yeah.
the background is being...
Yeah, so, like, in addition to this being my favorite photo, I think it also is the one that best shows off, like, what a medium format camera can do. So, then we have 2 frames. Yeah. These are the ones that got messed up. That's when we were in the Shakespeare Garden, and I have a theory on this. I think it might be the crank, on the side of the camera, the advance lever.
Right.
That thing, you really have to, like, push it all the way down, and you have to do it in, like, sort of a confident motion, all at once. And I think if it doesn't go all the way, that might be what's causing this, because it's not, like, quite
so
advancing.
Too, yeah.
Yeah, so was that kind of what you were feeling? Like, did it feel like not like it felt before? It might be hard to remember.
Possibly. I was, like, too focused on getting the photo than, like, focusing on, like, the whole shutter of the...
Yeah, that's right, because people are moving around, too, and you're trying to work fast. Yeah, so we'll chalk these up to a loss, but then it worked itself out. Yeah. It bled a little bit into this photo right here. You can see the edge of this frame has a little light leak, but you got most of it, and this is at the Japanese Tea Garden.
Yeah.
So why'd you take this one, and what do you think of it?
I was wanting to take, like, a... what's the word? Like a architecture building photo, and we passed by these, and I saw them, and I was like, I really want to take a photo of these because they just look beautiful.
Yeah.
And I actually quite like how it fades off.
Yeah.
I like that effect. It makes it... I think it adds to the photo.
Yeah, on a different picture, it could have been a lot worse. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes with film, it's like those little artifacts let you know that it's film. It's kind of fun and unexpected. So.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, cool. And then the last one of the roll. Do you remember the last one of the roll? Do you remember which one it was?
Kind of. Yes, it was a double exposure.
You got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I almost forgot about that photo.
Yeah? Yeah, so tell me about this one.
I was walking and I saw this cherry blossom tree,
Uh-huh.
and I think I took it on the other side. I was wanting it to be framed on this side, on the right side of the photo, but I guess it came out on the left. I don't know, but
Yeah, it's that weird side to side with the RZ67. You know, it's the stuff that's on the right is actually on the left.
Yeah. And I was wanting to get like, I saw the houses and how colorful they were. Obviously, the color wouldn't show up on film, but I saw how like nice they looked with the Vespa scooter, and I think it makes the photo look nice.
It is cool that the scooter is right below the tree. It kind of leads you to it, even though it's sort of faded into the background. Yeah, so this is another one where like medium format, multiple exposures, I feel like look a little different from 35 millimeter. Because at 35 millimeter, something about the graininess makes it seem, not quite as punchy.
Yeah.
But like here you can really see the sharp outline of the tree and the sharp outline of the houses. So I like this. I think it really works.
I like it too.
And I hear what you're saying too about the right side of the photo feeling a little empty, but you can always crop. And that's the nice thing about having a 6x7 frame too, like you can just crop it 6x6 like a square photo, and that would be a really nice composition.
I think I'd do that, get rid of that part.
Final thoughts, are you going to shoot medium format again?
I want to, yes.
Yeah. When are you going to get yourself a camera?
Oh, that's too far in the future to think about getting another camera.
Glass key photo.
Maybe.
They're selling a 645.
How much?
It's got your name on it.
Oh my god.
Oh man, that thing, I think it's like $400.
That's not too bad, actually.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, I can see
We'll
it.
see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. All right, so tell everybody to like my video and subscribe to my
Like, comment,
channel.
and subscribe to his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Nice.